Sundays with Sin is sponsored by Sweet Puffection. Sweet Puffection is a family and veteran-owned small business that sells freeze-dried candy. They have a number of options on their website, and the best part is, if you want something they don't have listed, you can contact them directly and make a special order. Go to Sweet Puffection, PUFFECTION.com and use code SINX at checkout for 10% off your order. That's SIN, SINNX. Oh my God, I almost had a perfect intro. Welcome on in, everybody, to episode 33 of Sundays with Sin. 33. It's 33, guys.
33.
Today, yeah, 33 weeks, every Sunday. I have here with me Brianna and Ryan, and they are the stars behind Puffection. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Ladies first.
I'm all looking at you. I am Brianna, one of the four of Puffection. I'm sure a lot of you saw my dad, Daddy Puff, who was at Loot Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have his wife, who is, I believe, Sassy Puff. I think we're running with Sassy Puff. Debbie.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So she is the third, and then Ryan is the fourth owner of Puffection.
Nice.
And I just said your name for you, Ryan.
Yeah,
And
That's
what
okay.
Puff are you?
That's okay.
I'm just Ryan.
Just Ryan.
Just
Okay,
Ryan.
We're not.
Okay,
We don't have a
perfect.
Puff name yet.
Yeah,
We'll
they
figure it
tried
out.
to go with what was the
Salty Puff.
what was the
I mean, the original was Peter Puff. It was kind of a joke, but he didn't like it so much, so we're gonna 86 that one.
Okay, gotcha. I think Salty Puff might be more fitting then. I think that's working with it.
Right. Yep.
So how long have you guys been Puffection? Like, how long have you been doing this business together?
It started in November. We started discussing it in October. Me and Jeff, Bree's dad,
Okay.
have known each other for a long time, and that's how I met Bree. So it's kind of a funny little circle there. And we just he just started telling us, me and Bree, about a friend that they had where they used to live in Nevada, who did freeze-dried candy and did some stuff, and they were making good money. And we just started kicking around all of the different ideas that we had at that time. We bought a freeze dryer, got a website made, kind of all did it simultaneously, and then just put together our business plan, and then started really. We launched our website in December.
Mm-hmm.
We started doing a lot of sales. I think our first show was that also in December, or January maybe?
I don't remember.
So we've been around for 4 months now, 5 months almost.
That is crazy. Because I know I saw Brianna is it Brianna or Brianna? How do you say it?
You had it right the
Brianna.
whole time. Brianna.
I knew I did. I'm so
you
good.
knew it.
Don't ever doubt yourself.
Ever.
Everybody else gets it wrong now.
Yeah, well, there was something about the spelling of it where I was just like, I feel like this is self-explanatory of how it's pronounced, but you can't be too sure with how people spell things, you know?
Yep.
Oh, Daddy Puff is in the house, is what your father has said.
Yes. There he is.
His name was originally going to be Puff Daddy, but we had to change that in light of recent events.
Yes,
So
I understand. I understand. So, yeah, so I believe it was you and Daddy Puff at Loot Fest, wasn't it? Yeah, because when we, 1 second, I'm so sorry.
You're good. She's got all the tracing happening.
When was Loot Fest? Was a few months ago, right?
I
think it was
Loot Fest. I think it was end of February. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. First of all, my camera is going haywire today.
I was like, there it is, tracing.
R6.
Apparently, Dad went to the gas station or something real quick, and so little man comes downstairs like, "Can I, believe it or not, can I have one more of the banana things and one more of the watermelon things?"
Aww.
Yeah. I would have
Um,
showed him. I don't show the kids on stream because there were some recent events of a friend of mine whose children were kind of being like attacked in like comments because people on the internet can be really freaking rude.
Yes.
And I get very, very, very defensive and vulgar when it comes to my children. So I was like, in order to just, not have to do any of that, you know what? We're just not going to show the kids on stream. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, so
Smart.
I met you guys at Loot Fest, and that was February. It was the 23rd and 24th, I think it was.
Thank you. We were just trying to figure that out.
I only know it because my birthday is the 20th. And so me and we call him Negan on screen. His name's Corey, though. We were going down to Texas as like a mom and dad getaway. It's the first time in the history of ever that we have actually been away from our children for an extensive period of time. So it was like a huge thing for us.
Yes.
I know you guys know it. We're parents. It's like once you have kids, there's no such thing as not having your children.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because Loot Fest wasn't my first event. It was my second convention that I've been to. But it was different for me because it was a lot like more condensed and more focused on like content creators versus like a different one, DreamHack, was like gaming and software devs and vendors, and you had food trucks in the building. You know what I mean? Like it was everyone and everybody and their mother and brother. So Loot Fest was a lot smaller, but I almost didn't even see the spot where they had you guys in because of the way the signs were. And I remember telling that to Negan, and I was like, well, what's in here? And at first we saw this little gem of like the archaeologist who was selling like his fossils that he had and like the digs that he went on. And Negan kind of nerded out for a minute, was taking pictures and trying to buy stuff for the 5-year-old who was just down here because he's obsessed with dinosaurs. And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw this other section and I was just like, well, this is a really cute freaking setup. I'm like, what's over here? And that's when I went over there, and it was like me and you, we kind of hit it off like right off the bat. And it was awesome because for me, that was my first time trying freeze-dried candy. I always wanted to try it. And you were so sweet about it. And you're just like, well, here, try one of these. And so I did. So far, the Jolly Ranchers, the Jolly Puffs are my favorite. They're my absolute favorite. It's like
Did you get a reaction on video?
I think you did. I think you did it because you had recorded me doing it.
Probably.
I'm fairly certain. You have to go through your stuff. I think so.
I know. I'm like, now I want to go back and like relive that because it was like you said, like I felt so comfortable just like asking you the dumb questions that I would never have asked anybody.
Yeah.
Like the questions of like, well, are you on Instagram? And you're like, you need to speed up the process here. It's old school. And
I did. I told Brianna that Instagram is a dying social media. It's like really stagnant. It really is. But I saw your product, and when I was talking to you, I was like, you're at a convention. There's a crap ton of streamers here right now, especially from Kick. I'm like, I know at least 20 people off the top of my head, you know what I mean, that are here right this second that would love to try your products. And that's what I told Brianna. I was like, you need to get on Twitter like right now. I was like, you need to get on Twitter and you need to create the account and follow me, and so I can tag you on this stuff. I was like, because there are people who are going to want to know you're here, and they're going to want to try your stuff, and they're going to want to be a part of it.
Yeah. And thank God for you, because I would have never gotten to where I have been now without you. And just having that initial conversation with you, and I like knew from the start, I'm like, yep, I need her on the team. I need her in my life.
I love that because that was probably one of my favorite like interactions throughout the whole weekend, was getting to meet you guys and seeing your whole. It was such a cute setup. Tell me a bit about Loot Fest. How was it for you? How was that event compared to other events you've been to?
So, Sassy Puff, Debbie, she actually was the one who found this event and signed us up. And when I originally went on the Facebook page and saw Loot Fest, it was like 8 people were attending, and I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Like, we're going to another location where it's just gonna be like 2 people, like we're wasting our time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you brought up the beginning and where we were set up in the corner, I always tell people, I'm like, we were on timeout in the corner. And I even told the people that were running the show, I'm like, are we in trouble? Because
Yeah.
I literally left my dad in that room multiple times. And I was like, it's popping over here. Like, I'm going to party. I'm going to hang out and
Mm-hmm.
see what's going on in that room. And so finally, was it day 2? Oh no, it was like at the very end of day 1.
Yeah.
They were just so amazing. Like, listen, we thought that it was going to be more foot traffic in here. We want to move you to the main show. And the second that me and Daddy Puff plopped down, it was like everyone just swarmed in, like freeze dried candy, and just went nuts.
Yeah.
So it was.
Tactical Grandma actually was a guest a few weeks ago. She did a special show on here. And she is actually part owner of Loot Fest. And we were talking about that a bit on screen and off screen. And we had talked about that. And Loot Fest was not prepared initially for the amount of traffic that they had and the amount of vendors they had and the amount of attendees they had, where it was like there wasn't a stream schedule at first, and then all of a sudden, like maybe like 2 weeks before, there's a stream schedule, and like everybody's trying to go ahead and Kick had some panels put up, and like I had asked originally for like I do the podcast, I'll like have like a little setup or something. I bring like my my little MacBook that I have over here and my travel mic and stuff, and originally there wasn't any spot. Like she was unsure of how they were going to make it work because she's like, I don't even know if we have like the bandwidth to have people stream from here. And Myra was messaging me on Loot Fest channel, and she's like, hey, so if you're still wanting to, she's like, if you have your stuff, I can't give you a stream setup, but I do have like a soundproof room you can use. And I was like, I'm down. I was like, absolutely. I was like, we were going to do it from our hotel if we couldn't, like it's not a big deal. We just use the audio anyway, And
Awesome.
I mean, we use visual too, but so that it was a really cool experience though, because Kick has this thing, we're 2 for 2 now, where we hear about an event, we get enough people interested in it, and then Kick staff is just like, let's go ahead and take this over now, and sends out like all partners and people interested in going and stuff, and now it's another Kick event,
That's so awesome.
It was like after like the last day, if not maybe the day after the last day, all of a sudden we're posting about Puffection, and it was like Puffection, like I swear to you, it was all that was trending in my For You page on Twitter. It was just everybody's posting about it. Everybody's like, I tried this, I tried that. I'm getting tagged in some posts because my friend Shaka knew that I had signed on with you guys, and I don't even know if I had announced it at that point yet, and they were already messaging me like, oh, make sure you go ahead and use my my girl Sin's code, get your freeze dried candy. And it was crazy because it was like all that week I feel like everybody was posting about it. Just everybody on Kick has taken over with it. And you went, how many affiliates and partners do we have now?
So, and it's so funny that you talk about that too, because now that you're like talking about all of this, it's just bringing it all back. And it really wasn't that long ago, but it's like, oh my gosh, like it's just so humbling, because now that I'm learning, I was like, what's an affiliate? Like, and then other people would be like, I want to be a partner. And it's like, it was a whole new world for me. Like, 1, learning how to do Twitter. 2, people are like, get on Discord. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So just this whole world
was a fun conversation.
So new. So bringing you on, I didn't even like properly know. I was just like, yeah, like, come on, what are we doing? So now that we're like getting the hang of it, now we've kind of slowed down, because I wanted to make sure that I'm giving everyone the opportunity and like being able to connect with the people that I've already signed up, and trying to like, okay, let's pause, because I think we hit 30 affiliates, and then we have a couple partners, and now a giant wait list, which we will probably be opening up pretty soon, now that we're starting to kind of get everybody like situated, and okay, this is what we're working towards, and this is how it's all working. So we're sitting at about 30 now, and you being our very first.
I I
just
said
seeing
that.
how it blew up too.
I just thought it was so cool because it's like I knew that the potential was there. Like I knew when I saw the product, I was just like, dude, a lot of people are literally going to eat this shit up. I was like, they're going to, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
then I still, though, at the magnitude that it happened, I remember talking to Negan about it, and I was like, dude, I'm like, look at this. And then he's like, oh, that's so cool. He's like, wait, isn't that, like, didn't you help her get the Twitter set up? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's her, Negan. I was like, this is what's happened. I was like, look at the growth. I was like, look what happened.
Yeah. It just literally happened so quickly. I mean, just literally so humbled. I would have never expected, like, just all the events leading up to this and the little farmers market or the little events that we would set up at. And it's like, okay, this is cool. And then just getting to Loot Fest, meeting such amazing people like you and just so many other people just being so open to helping. And
we signed on Mac Prince, who's a good friend of mine too. So Mac now look, I was gone for 2 weeks. For clarification for everybody listening, I was gone for 2 weeks, and in the 2 weeks that I was gone, Brianna just did a freaking takeover over like everything, where it was just like they're going for world domination right now, and I'm just like going to come back with a letter from HR about what the new roles and assignments are. I was like, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But Mac Prince was signed on, and he is the head of partnerships. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. And then we have X Stocks, or I just call him Stocks.
Yes. X Stocks.
His TTS has me calling him Stoics for some reason, but it's Stocks.
Stocks.
But Stocks says he's a graphic designer, so he's head of design for us, right?
Yes.
Which is awesome because he's insanely talented. And I know that he probably has like a lot of things to help out with like projects and stuff of designs or overlays, like stream assets and stuff. You have a really good team that's been built in such a short amount of time. It's crazy. Honestly, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. I'm just like, you
Same.
think about how much time it's actually been. You're like, dude, it's been like a month. Yeah. If you think about that,
I mean, like literally, we're in the beginning of April, and it feels like it was so long ago, but it's just growing so rapidly, and we've been so busy just trying to ramp up because it's like, okay, like we were thinking we were going to DreamHack, and that is probably not happening, but for sure we'll be at Midwest. But just
DreamHack is one for me too, where it's like I'm not really sure if I'm going to be going to DreamHack. I will be at Midwest Fest though. We've established that we're going to be there. We're going to see each other.
So happy to see you.
I'm stoked. That is one event that I have been like insanely like excited and anticipating.
Super excited.
Do you have any? What'd you say?
I just said I'm super happy just to see everybody there again. I'm like, a little reunion.
Yes, it's gonna be. That's what it's been the last 2 times that we've done events, and now we're already gearing up for the next 2 events. I'm trying to shoot for both of them. It's just they're back to back, and then as you guys understand, being a parent, I have 3 little ones, and it's just like I can't just up and leave. I got people to raise. So. How has that been with the growth of the company and then juggling being parents too?
Well, I have an amazing babysitter named Blippy on the tablet. God bless Blippy's heart for keeping my almost 2-year-old entertained.
Yes. Blippy.
5-year-old,
Blippy is he's amazing.
The house. So just
my mod Jordan she's one of my best friends in real life. And our kids are related, and but she just put in here too, she's just like, we love Blippy. Like, yes, I think every parent loves Blippy.
Yeah.
So fortunately we have Jeff and Debbie who they are fully committed to the company and all of the production side of things. So Debbie is ridiculous. She comes over and she's putting in 10-hour days, 12-hour days every day, pumping out all of our product. And Jeff is doing that as well. He's also doing a lot of the shows. He's doing a lot of the fulfillment of our orders and stuff. So that's really helped us as far as, because their kids are all out of the house, so they have the time to do that. Where
I'm the kid.
I work full time, and we have kids, so it's hard for us to put in the amount of time and work that they've done. no doubt they've been killing it, and so that's probably been a big saving grace as
Thank
far as
God.
being in a family business.
Yeah.
But we all kind of have our own little roles that we do, and it works out well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's definitely good to have, like, there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Like, it's good to have a
Right.
freaking village. I mean, I literally, I couldn't do half the stuff that I do if I didn't have my support system. A lot of my support system's Negan, because we don't really have family that's close, you know. So that's like the downside to it. But
That's where we're at, honestly. We moved to Texas 3 years ago and left, I mean, all the family, all the friends behind. And
yeah,
thankfully, my dad moved out here and Debbie moved out here. When did they move? November. And this all just blew up. And they literally just got a place, and it's, what, 5 miles away? So,
If that.
I mean, the driving back and forth is never fun, but
yeah, driving's never
we have
fun.
each other now, which is awesome. Yeah.
Let's see here. No, unfortunately, the way that we have, we'll edit the audio later on. Yes, they are sharing a
Yeah,
mic, so
very.
Ryan's going to be a little bit quieter. But when we do the final editing of the podcast, I'll tweak the audio a bit. It'll sound a lot better.
I'll speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you
And
for
yeah,
being so
to
accommodating.
to answer your question, Jordan, I've seen the comments.
Yeah, go ahead. If you see any of those too, yeah,
Yeah.
feel free to read the chat. I usually go through them a little bit here and there, but
Yeah.
go ahead and take over.
I'm not seeing the comments,
Well, he
but-
was just asking if we all had full-time jobs besides Puffection. So Ryan is
That would just
literally
be me.
all day long at work. Sassy Puff, Debbie, she was running her own refurbishing furniture business.
Oh, that's
And
what my stepmom
so-
does.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Same. So she's kind of given that up just because the time, I mean, juggling what she was doing and Candy, it's just a lot. And so Dad is now our old vet. He's a little
You just call
on
me
the ret-
Dad old, huh?
sorry, Dad. It was time for him to retire and take it down a notch and rest.
Well, he's not retired now. They're putting, like I said, in.
That's
all-
true. Well,
Yeah.
as far as
No
other
other
jobs.
job, no other job.
Gotcha.
To answer the
Gotcha.
question.
So now as it stands, I'm the
You said
Oh, hold on.
you're
one-
my old man. I wasn't calling you old, Dad. Let me just clarify that.
Let me just double check it. Sorry,
Did we?
there's a lag a bit.
We're
Okay, we're
frozen.
good. You're good now.
A lag of it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened.
Probably out.
Okay, we're good now. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened. I guess
okay.
we were laughing too much and the cameras just didn't like it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no
Too
idea.
much. Too much fun.
Simmer down.
This is my
Mhm.
first time. Sorry guys, I've never done this before.
See there.
Tell us a bit about the freeze drying process. So how does that work? What all can you do? Can't you do? How do you go about doing this? Just give us an example of maybe like your
So-
favorite thing to freeze dry.
So we definitely in the beginning did a lot of trial and error. We bought, the Swedish fish, the Sour Patch, and we quickly learned that anything that contains a cornstarch at all will not puff. So everyone's
Oh.
like, why don't you do Sour Patch or Swedish fish or just anything kind of like that? We've lesson learned, can't do that. So
What happens to it when you do
Anything-
it? Does it just doesn't react
just
at
turns
all?
hard as a rock.
Oh,
Hard as a rock.
that's
It
unfortunate.
goes hard.
Like the exact opposite of what
and
we
it's
want
like,
here.
Right. So
So we just stay away from those products, though. There's so many things that do work.
so many
Mhm.
things.
And we create a lot of our own stuff. Like a little sneak peek here.
Oh,
Okay,
what's
that's it.
that?
That's our, so what we're doing, coming up with our business model, we're going to be offering each month 4 new products.
Oh,
And so every month there'll be 4 specialty products. And one of them coming out this month is Pieces Puffs. Um,
oh,
you can kind of guess what those are made out of. And then we've
oh!
also
I'm
got
excited for those.
we've got Bam Bam Puffs.
Bam Bam
Which
Puffs.
I just
Those are
Jordan just asked, has anyone exploded? Literally, the batch that we have in the freeze dryer right now had a little bit too marshmallow, and so it's kind of blowing through the freeze dryer at the moment. So yes, they explode. It's such a process, just like learning your equations and what puffs and what doesn't. And we've learned very quickly that anything gummy, we're running those all night. It's like 12 to 14 hours for
Oh.
anything gummy. But your typical like Skittle, that is 2-3 hours. So everything just varies so much.
Would you say the Skittles are probably the easiest to freeze dry?
they're easy to make,
Easy to make, easy to do. Even if we're doing, because we handcraft our own like sour goodie. What do you want to call that? Our own sour sauce, our own sour
Mix?
For the
mix.
so
Yes,
for the
thank
sour
you.
Skittles, so the regular Skittles, it's literally just load them up and freeze dry them, and then we'll package it all up.
Okay.
But our
But for
flavor
the like the sour Skittles aren't Skittles sour Skittles. The green bag of Skittles, that's not what they are. We
Oh.
actually concoct our own ingredients for the sour part of those. And
Oh no,
I think
that's
I think
pretty
it's way
cool.
yeah, for sure.
I'll have to
Moy,
get some
we have
the
a few
chamoy. I want to
seasoning,
get those.
tahini.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
takes that's a little bit of a time, but not too bad, really.
Yeah.
It's all of this guy's handcrafted stuff that I'm gladly just let him do because he is our inventor. I will say, out of all four of us, this is the one that wants to do his own original, like, cool things. My
Heck
brain
yeah.
is just, it does not go there. So he's like, I'm going to make Reese's Peanut. Wow.
So I'm the one
Yeah,
that does.
it's okay. It's okay,
does the
Brianna.
unique stuff. Yeah. Half of it doesn't work, half of it does. The Oreo, the birthday cake Oreo. But a lot of people like those.
I haven't been drinking.
No. Okay. Well, I haven't either. I will. I will.
Yeah, you have. She has been drinking. She had a couple mimosas.
This morning. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway. How
We
dare
all-
you call us out? Okay.
Gosh.
So what is your favorite, I guess, question for both of you, because there's gonna be two different answers here now that I know that Ryan's the creative side of the brain here.
Mhm.
What is your favorite concoction that you've come up with, or your favorite candy to create?
Favorite candy
I'll let you
to
go first.
create?
Yeah, like your favorite one, like the whole process of it has been your favorite.
Like to
Daddy
make
Puff
or
says
eat?
cosmic. To make. I'm gonna ask eat
make.
next.
Yeah, so
Foreshadowing, I'm asking the second question next.
my favorite to make, it was pretty fun. Like I did some research on making homemade jet puff marshmallow. Like not actually buying it, but like mixing the ingredients to make that.
Mm-hmm.
And then added some butterscotch to it, butterscotch pieces, and a couple little other things, and just made basically marshmallow puff with a butterscotch flavor to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
I love
fantastic.
I love butterscotch.
We never ended up selling it.
Mhm.
Oh,
We should
Which
probably bring back one of your inventions, like a Rice Krispie butterscotch.
well,
because that's what we started with.
We'll be rotating those in with our new business model. But
look, if you ever get a hair up your ass about creating the butterscotch again, and like you're like, hey, I have a little bit of extra, who should I send it to? Brianna has my address. You can send it my way. I will definitely eat those gladly. I will take one for the team.
You would love them.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah. I got you, girl.
That's our May product. So
Nice. Okay. What
I
about
think that was my favorite to make. And
Yeah.
it never even came to the table.
what was your favorite, Brianna? What's your favorite to make?
A Skittle. You open the bag and you pour it on the tray and then you put it in the freezer. That's my favorite.
I feel like I could have guessed that. I don't know why, but I feel like I could have guessed that.
yeah.
What's your favorite to eat?
You get to go first.
The caramel cold brew M&Ms. I literally process them and then I pull some out and I put a little in my stash and a little to Puffection stash, and I always have them in the freezer somewhere for me to access because they are so good.
Nice. I haven't even tried them like the normal like bag, let alone the puffed version. I
Yeah.
haven't tried them at all.
I've never tried the original either.
I haven't either. I feel like they'd be really good though, because I
They're so
love me
good.
some coffee.
I'm watching you sip on your coffee, and so I'm just letting you
Yes.
know that I'm a
It's
coffee
a
girl too, and they're so good.
it's a cute little my brother-in-law got it for me for Christmas. It says Sundays with Sin on it, and then it has my original album cover on the other
That's
side.
so cute.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, "Oh, that's such a cute gift. Like, you're so thoughtful." And Negan has a shit-eating grin on his face, and I was just like, "You told him what to get me, didn't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I sent him the link." I was like, "All right, cool. Well, you know what? Thanks."
Fine. We love it.
What
That's
has
so sweet.
what is your favorite to eat, Ryan?
I'm not going to say this just because I just came up with it, but it's the BB Pieces Puffs. that
BB
I
Pieces
just made.
Puffs. Okay. All right. All right.
Yes,
I have to add
they
that to my
are.
order now.
They are.
I gotta place
They're
an
not-
order actually here this week.
They're not even available, but maybe if we know
They
a
will
few,
be
soon.
just
Okay. Well, when they are
No.
available, I will
just
definitely order those too.
slide that right into your box.
I also like another one that we make that's also going to be available. One of the four that's coming out with this is I don't.
Are you gonna leak
Do
the
it.
secret? I'm just
Do
kidding.
that.
It's not really a secret.
Yeah, it's fine. It's we're gonna be able because it's supposed to be out this month, so we're actually a little behind on
We're
it.
slacking.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's circus. We're calling them circus puffs. And
Circus
animal,
puffs.
Animal cookie puffs. Animal cookies
Animal
mixed in
circus
with marshmallow
cookies. Yeah.
puff. And,
Oh my gosh.
those ones are also awesome
Those
too.
are
So,
very
So
good.
like
those are
the
probably
so like
favorite.
animal
Yeah.
crackers,
Mm.
but like mixed in with
the pink and white animal cookies.
No, really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
Shut the front
gosh.
door.
I am so excited because
Oh. He's
those are the
trying to
only
go
I
get-
hate regular animal crackers, but the pink and
Oh,
white
they're
ones,
So good.
oh my
He went to
god,
show
they're
him.
so superb. They're
So good.
superb. I still
What
eat them
price?
as an adult. I love them.
Me too.
Ah! That's gonna be so exciting. Okay, I have to know when those are available. Look at that. That is so cool. It almost looks like a starburst. Those, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that. Look at those. That is so cool how you do that.
I like how we just we create all these and we have our own little stash and we're like, do we release this or do we just eat them all? Like
That I feel like that would probably be a very that would be something that I would struggle with on a daily basis if I were to start doing freeze dried candies, because I'm not a big candy eater. Like I told you
Same.
that from the start. I was like, I don't really have a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Negan gets a really big sweet tooth. The kids really, really have really big sweet tooths.
Yeah.
But though that is something I would eat. The Jolly Puff, something I would eat.
Oh yeah.
They there's something about a freeze-dried candy and a regular candy. If you compare them, there's something about the
so
freeze-dried
different.
texture of the candies
Yeah.
where it's just it's so satisfying for one. That's what my daughter said when she tried one of the puffs. She goes, "Oh my gosh, it's so satisfying, the crunch." The nerd clusters, right?
Yep. The crunch.
The
of
nerd puffs
melts.
were the first, because those are the two first ones that I had purchased when I was there. It was the nerd puffs and the Jolly Puffs.
Yeah.
And then my box that I got was with my cute little note, which, by the way, when we're moving in a couple days, this is going to be going on my wall behind me in my new stream room, because it's added to my collection of notes that I've gotten.
I love it.
So that's going to be a feature.
So sweet.
I'm super cheesy like that. I love it. I love personalized little things and little keepsakes, and this right here. My camera's fighting me right now. This is Shaka.
Shaka. I knew you were gonna say that. I wanted them so
They had a
bad.
crochet table. I got you the hookup. You can still order one. They do custom orders. I got you the
That's
hookup.
sweet.
Don't worry.
I'm hoping, not to change the subject, but I'm hoping she's going to be there at one of the events like Midwest.
I'm trying to convince them. They have really, really bad social anxiety. And so Loot Fest was really
Same.
good for them. Wasn't too much, wasn't, non-eventful or anything, but DreamHack would probably be a lot for them. And Midwest Fest, I think, would probably be more. I'm hoping, it's still gonna be pretty big, but
yes, but
I'm hoping,
smaller than DreamHack.
because there's things about Midwest Fest that I haven't actually announced yet. I'm waiting for approval to announce it. But they know already, and they know how big of a deal it is for me, and we're really, really close. And so I think I can convince them to come out there.
I really hope that they're there, because by the time I got to that booth, it was like, they're gone.
First
I
day,
was like,
like
wait.
before the day even ended, before the hours were ended, they were already sold out.
The second that I saw people walking around with them when we were still in the first room.
It's like,
and by the time we got to the new one, I was like,
it's like by the time that I went to go see you, introduce myself to you, talk to you for a bit, and then came back around to go check on Shaka, because it was them, their husband, and then me and Negan. We were like a group all weekend long, attached at hips. And by the time that I came back from your booth, they were already sold out. Like they were doing an order right there. Like someone had ordered one and waited a few hours for them to finish it. And I was like, what happened to your table? And they're like, well, we sold out. And I was like, oh, good. Awesome. Yeah. But holy cow. Awesome. But yeah, this is Melanie. She's a watermelon sea turtle. So we named her, me and Chat, when we got back from Loot Fest. We named her Melanie.
That's a good candy name. I just realized.
She's gonna lay on her back for a bit.
She's gonna lay on her back for a bit.
That's just good. Yeah, she kind of I pushed her a little too far back, and I'm too lazy to go back there and reach. But yeah, so that lost my train of thought. It happens. ADHD. What can I say? We're pretty unhinged over here. There was we were just talking about it. Midwest Fest, Shaka, candies. Okay, so we got your favorites, and I was talking about the ones that I had tried. I was curious about, and I still have it here, because it's really, really sweet for me. My kids like it, though. There's only been a few taken out of here, and I have a few left, and they don't know that I still have some. But it's the cosmic cannolis.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know,
what Jeff said is his favorite to make.
Yes, that's what Daddy Puff said. The cosmic cannoli. So I'm just going to take a guess on the ingredients so you can tell me if I'm wrong here. But it looks to be a fruit roll up. And is it marshmallow puff in the middle?
Yes.
And do you guys add anything else to it?
So in the very beginning,
without giving all your secrets away,
you're good. We have, when we do the nerds, we just have so much dust left over, and so at the beginning we were putting the dust all inside the marshmallow, thinking it would stick in, but people were eating it and it was just all falling out, so we're like, okay, maybe we'll just take that out. And so when we started seeing everyone's orders going in and we had the whole fruit roll up, I think they were just so fragile, and as your bag looks like, it was just dust, because the marshmallow just goes to literally fairy dust. So now Sassy Puff is cutting them in threes to keep it more tight, and now they're so good. Just all staying put in like
get an updated. Yeah, I guess I'll have to get an updated version of those. I'm excited because they taste really good. They're super sweet. And so that was like a thing where it's like I could have like a bite, right?
Literally,
so like that's probably more fitting for me of it like split up like that versus the long vlogs, because I would have like a bite and I'd be like, okay, I have no more sweet tooth now. You know, like it's
that's how I am.
Yeah.
I always crave something and then I'm like, okay, I got my bite and good.
Have you gotten any custom orders or like any affiliates or just people who are interested in general who have asked you about trying new products or freeze drying certain products for them? And if so, what are some of the crazy requests that you've gotten or that you've actually done? Because I've seen some of your posts in the channel tagging Chippy.
I think the better question is there anybody who hasn't made a suggestion? Everybody's got a suggestion.
I don't think I've made one. Hey, don't say everybody. I haven't made one yet.
So you're the one who hasn't.
Yeah.
Well, we did get the CBD request.
The what?
CBD request.
Oh, no, it wasn't CBD.
THC.
Yeah.
Sorry, THC.
So that's kind of been like, I am a people pleaser to the max. And so I just have not been bombarded in a bad way, bombarded in a good way, but people are like, oh my gosh, like they would just have all these crazy ideas. And it's like, we're going to get there, but I can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And so
we've had a talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
me and
I've
Brianna
just
have
kind
gotten
of,
a few calls a few times where she was just like, I don't know how to approach this. And I'm
I
like,
know,
hey, it's okay to put your foot down sometimes. I'm like, that's
I
fine. You
know,
run a business. You're not a bad guy.
literally, literally just talking with you, talking with the people from Carbon and all of our partners there, like they've given me such good advice because I am just, like I said, such a people pleaser. I don't ever want to like hurt anyone's feelings and I don't know how to
Hmm.
stand up or like stand my ground. But I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a business owner. I can't let people just walk all over
Hmm.
me and tell me how to run my business or what to make or how to do it. So I try
Yes.
so hard and I'm trying to remember like all of the different things that people are like, hey, do this. So we'll
Hmm.
get there. Right now, it's just been literally since Loot Fest. I feel like we're still just trying to catch up and get
Yeah.
ready for all these shows.
You avoided the question though. What was some of the strangest requests?
Oh, is that what you asked? Strangest? I didn't
Or
hear
well,
that.
Yes,
it
it is.
was
Okay. Strangest Well, yeah,
Oh,
the THC. I mean, not that that's strange,
but of course somebody asked it.
but
yeah.
someone did ask, and
I'm surprised it took this
legal
long.
legally, I don't. We're not there. Probably will not be there, especially because my children are in the
Yeah.
home, and that's where we're
And
processing the candy at the present moment.
it's good to, I mean, like there are companies that do that, right? There are companies that have those options available. It's
Right.
okay if you are not one of those companies. And
Yeah.
that's completely fine. You know, that
Yep.
doesn't take away from everything else you have to offer or who you are as a company or as people, you know? So it's okay to not offer that. You know what
Right.
I'm
To
saying?
not
Doesn't
offer
matter.
what? Oh, the
Just
THC.
yeah.
Yeah,
Another
that's
thing
Yeah.
too, which
completely fine.
Our customer is mostly children. We started out actually aiming more towards adults, um, but a lot of what we make when you're making nerdy puffs and Skittles and stuff, a lot of the younger crowd is more into it. We did have some things that might have been a little bit more adult geared, like our brittles that we have, but we're actually phasing away from those.
Hmm.
And so, with our customers mostly being children, we would never, that's just not going to be the direction that we would ever go.
Negan just came home suspiciously with a bag in his hand and just hid it and just walked away
oh, all right.
and just smiled
Yeah.
at me. All right,
Well,
cool. So I
we
had no
are going
idea.
to be we're going into retail and growing in a lot of areas. So maybe he went and grabbed a bag of Puffection from the store.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did. He's just surprising me or something. Who knows? Are you guys in
What?
cahoots? Do I need to go through his phone, Ryan? Are you in like secret DMs or something?
Yeah, are you?
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
no comment.
um so Sierra, actually, one of my other mods, a really good friend of mine, she was not able to make it out to Loot Fest. She's trying to make it out to DreamHack, so I bet she's a little sad to hear you might not be there, because she has, when she found out that I partner with you guys, because of course I announced it to my Discord before I posted on Twitter, so they've known about it, you know, like a week prior to me like putting it out there. But she asks, I was talking to Sin about this earlier. Do you ever plan on streaming on Kick the process of the freeze dry machine? She put in parentheses, not sure what it's called, if there's a name for it.
That was it. The freeze dryer.
Or just streaming your process in general. So do you guys have any like wishes or hopes or even to try possibly venturing into like the streaming world of showing how you guys make things?
We talked about doing it, not necessarily as becoming streamers yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've discussed. We don't want to reveal everything that we do. But when you go to the other room, please go watch your cartoon.
I'll step in. I think currently we're in the process of also switching locations. I think I may have announced that. I don't remember where or when I announced that. Somewhere. We're trying, it's going to be a process, but we're trying to relocate everything in. So once everything is set, I am also a perfectionist. And so a lot of people have asked.
You notice she said a perfectionist.
Perfectionist. I'm a
That's what we
perfectionist.
go with now.
I did not notice that, actually. I'm dyslexic. I speak dyslexia, I hear dyslexia, I read dyslexia. So I did not catch it.
Perfect. You speak it very fluently, so I'm sure you're picking up everything
I
I'm putting
am.
down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just listening to you. It just sounds like all normal talk to me. And to
Yes.
everybody else, they're
Yeah.
probably like, what did she say? And I'm just like,
Right.
you guys can't
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
I
But yeah.
really to
So
answer the question though, we're probably going to show some stuff.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of the process. We were going to put together a video on one of our social media channels that kind of just showed most of what we do A through Z.
Mhm.
But it's still in the works.
Bryce.
As we grow, of course, stuff like that will likely come on board.
Right.
But right now, we're focusing on our core competency of making candy, and
This
so
is the problem with having the candy
I'm
here.
just laughing so much because, like, I get it. I understand.
That is the number one reason why the machine needs to be relocated, because my kids, it's like Christmas morning, every single time a load comes out, it's like, you stay 10 feet, give
Yeah.
me football distance, and I'll think about slipping you one.
Yeah,
maybe
I
tomorrow.
have to go hide my bags now because the
Canada brought this
5-year-old.
in.
Yes,
Yeah.
that has
Just
been the
blame me. It's
biggest
my
part.
fault.
No, it's my fault. I wanted to eat them.
That's been the biggest downfall, is I'm like, okay. But
I did
yes,
have
I'm
some.
trying to lose weight. I don't think starting a candy company was the best idea.
I know, and you're coming out with those, and I'm already down like 17 pounds since January, and you're coming out
yes,
with
girl.
those, and now I'm just like,
Nice.
better put them back on.
Yeah. You can have a
I
piece.
I did have two feedbacks for you. One of them is just a
Yes.
quick little cool one, and one of them actually is like a kind of a heartfelt thing that I thought you guys would like to know. First, Fluff says, can you tell them I loved the cold brew puffs I got, and I can't wait to get more.
Those are my favorite.
There's actually two
Thank
more
you.
stories. Jordan actually just said that she put in her first order, so she's excited now. So she just put in an order. She's been talking
Thank
about
you.
freeze-dried Skittles since I announced it. The third one actually, and we're keeping this one anonymous because it's a little personal in a sense, but I do have permission to share. Let me pull it up real quick so I don't mess this up here. A friend of ours says, I'm getting older and my teeth aren't what they used to be. So I thought I'd never be able to have peanut brittle ever again. But thanks to Puffection, I'm able to enjoy it with no issues. And it makes me miss my mama.
Aww.
So that's something that you guys have provided with your
you.
products, is for people who have difficulty eating hard candies. They're able to eat, what you guys provide here. You've provided something for them, and they can still enjoy that same taste of it. And I thought that was really cool. You guys like to know that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That
Yeah.
melts my heart.
Mhm.
We talked about that early on. We knew that was something that could be a perk to our candies, was people who had that exact. There's a lot of people who identify who had missing teeth, or even just can't chew on things. And,
Yeah,
and you
that's-
put a lot of our product in your mouth and just melts in your mouth, right?
I've actually just got a message from someone who was like, man, I haven't had sweets in months because they had to get their teeth removed because of, something genetically. And like, is it okay to do it? And I'm like, the awesome thing, I mean, I definitely warned this person what to avoid, which will have a little bit of a chew, but for the most part, we have a lot of product that will just dissolve. So just knowing that we have something that we can provide. And also Sassy Puff, Debbie, her mother had oral cancer and she doesn't have teeth.
Oh.
And so now she gets to enjoy it too. So I think that's
She
a
likes-
really...
Didn't she say her favorite was like cotton candy? Or
No,
something?
she likes black licorice.
The black licorice.
Oh, I love black licorice.
Stop it.
I love
You're one
black
of the
licorice.
weirdos. I'm just kidding.
Am. No, I am
kidding.
though. I
Oh.
just talked to Tactical Grandma about this. So you're talking about Loot Fest. And one of the traditions of Loot Fest is they do a fireball shot with each other every year. So if you ever went to the after party for it, I don't know who all was supposed to go, or if it was just the content creators.
Yeah.
But they started off with a shot of fireball, and I got a video of it, and I made a comment to her in it, and I said, "Fireball's gross." She's like, "No, it's not that bad." And then I said, "Well, I can't talk because if I'm gonna drink liquor, my choice of liquor is Jaeger." And Grandma's face just cringed, and she's just like,
Yes.
"Liquor?" She goes, "Jaeger's, it's so gross." I'm like, "No, it's not. It tastes like NyQuil." Like black
Ugh.
licorice. It's all the same.
Ugh.
You're supposed to do a black licorice puff
Mm-hmm.
from us before you do
Oh,
your shot.
Or after to
Or
get
after.
the sweetness.
To
I know you
Really?
said fireball, and I'm like, shot of fireball, and then one of our cinnamon puffs.
Oh, don't! I'm gonna get the. Oh
gonna
my
go
gosh!
try it really
I'm about to
have
freaking make
Fireball?
a list here. I have Jaeger. I don't have the black licorice puffs. So we're just gonna have to do a video call when I get the black licorice ones. I'll have my
Yes.
Jaeger. You do the cinnamon and the fireball. We'll just try it together,
Okay.
and we'll do it for scientifical purposes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use it for all of my social media.
Exactly. I am not joking. I will do that.
Okay.
I will
I'm
say
ready.
your dad told me on the topic of the puffs and mixing with alcoholic beverages, your dad told me to do the Jolly Puff with vodka.
Yes.
Yes, I
Jolly
did.
hour. That's what he called it. He was like, we need to get in bars and bring our product and tell them it's Jolly hour. Drop a Jolly in
I'm
a
so
shot.
upset because I didn't even try it. Brianna, the Jolly Ranchers, they didn't even make it to a freaking glass of vodka because I just sat there and ate them. They were so good. I
I
am.
love that.
We're moving
I
in 8
love
days,
it.
so I've been like cautiously like not making any purchases of anything.
Yeah.
But like
so
I'm like as soon as we move, I have like a list of things that I need to get, and I'm not even joking. I'll send you a picture of my list, Brianna. But on there is ordering. It says order from Brianna, and I have like a list of like what I want to get.
I need this. I need this.
The chamoy rings are on
Yeah.
there too, because I really want
Oh,
to try
yeah.
the chamoy rings.
Oh yes. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were just at the Crawfish Festival yesterday, and that gentleman came to us.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
What did he
So
do?
early in the day, and I guess you gave me the advice, right? And I said earlier that our customer is typically younger children. Well, we talk all the time when we go to these shows about how many different products we have that can go into alcohol. I think we've done Skittles and wine, just vodka.
You have one that can pair with wine. What would you pair with wine?
Well, we tried the wild berry Skittles once.
Yeah, with like with what kind of wine?
As well.
A sweet, like
A
red
sweet?
wine.
Really?
I think we did
Okay.
It was like Stella. I mean, I don't really drink wine. It's like sugar.
Yeah, it
You're gonna want it with a
depends
sweet
for
wine
me.
for sure. But.
Yeah, sometimes
yeah,
I'll get like a cheap white wine, but then other times I want like a really really dry one with my steak.
Oh,
Yeah,
ugh. Like the rubbing alcohol stuff. Ugh.
oh my gosh, it's so good. But anyway,
you probably won't want your a Jolly Puff in your Pinot Grigio, but
probably not.
Yeah.
but
What did
this
they
guy
do?
came up to us and
I think he
you
was
told him
so
that
excited because his
vodka, right?
wife or something did it to put it in their shot, and they were like, "Oh my god,
He
it
came
was so
forward to
good."
us,
Really?
Oh, it was the green apple Jolly Rancher that he popped
and
in
he put in
a shot or something.
Oh my
and he's
gosh.
like, the whisper to us how good it was.
Yeah.
Your dad posted, he goes, I suggest 3 per vodka, tropical Jolly Rancher, and wine, is what he
Yep.
says.
They melt so quick
Interesting.
and- About 3. Out of Jolly.
I could see the peach puff
Oh yeah.
in Stella Peach.
Ooh, that would probably be really good. You guys have a whole market
Peach
here.
vodka.
Of
Experiment with it. Like, you get on there and buy
Yeah.
this just for the alcohol mixtures that you can make out of them.
I'm about to,
And we-
man. Listen, we're gonna get our order together, and there's gonna be we have one night of the week where we don't have any of the kids. It's like the only plus side to having a blended family. But we'll have
Love
one
it.
night a week. I'm gonna plan it, and I'm be like, all right, we're having a few drinks tonight. I have all these. I have a plethora of options here from Puffection. And here's the
Try 'em
liquor.
out, yep.
I'm like, here we
This
go.
is what hits.
I'll tell Nate, I'll be like, listen, I'm working, okay? Why are you judging me? I know I've done 6 shots, but I'm working. I'm doing this for social media for
You're a hard
Puffection.
worker.
Creating. We're
I am
creating here.
creating right now. Don't judge me.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? The nights that you do have the kids, there's another thing you can do it that this Jeff started doing actually.
Yeah?
He,
NyQuil? Just kidding. I'm just
You
kidding.
can put it in your NyQuil too. No, he
I think the
likes to
NyQuil was
take
for the
some of his-
kids.
Yeah.
Well, but if you get ice cream, you can take and crumble it up and put it
Oh.
in, mix it in with ice cream, different stuff. And that's really good too.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Jeff likes.
We did it with the Werther's Originals, the cookie butter Werther's.
You could for sure do it with beef.
Mm.
Like a lot of the
Oh,
stuff.
I
that you
don't know
got,
why I
that's a
didn't
good
even
thing to-
think about that as an option.
Mhm. Yep.
Literally,
my
people would
gosh.
do like I've seen so many.
Your dad says brittle. The peanut
Oh,
brittle.
that's
Yeah,
what he
that would
did.
be, yeah.
Brittle.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was something else chocolatey. But yeah, I've seen so many people use salt shakers or like any type of shakers, and all the dust that they get at the bottom of the candy, they put it in and will use it to sprinkle on top of
That is,
whatever.
oh my gosh, people are they're way more creative. I think I'm
and-
creative, and then I talk to creative people, and then I'm just like, okay, cool. So no, I'm just a rock, basically. Got it.
That's me. They bring it to me like, why didn't I think of that? I've just been throwing all this dust away.
That
Been
is
doing so much cool stuff with it.
That is so cool. Well, as we start tidying this up here, there was one more question, and then we'll get to the other part here. Run Until You Fly is my friend named Corey, and he says, okay, I'll ask. Once you can capture the full essence of a margarita, I get my own flavor, right? It's like, Sin, you're my connection here. Like, hook me up. Have you tried capture? Like, have you either already tried it, or have you had thoughts of trying to, along with like your mixtures of like how can you make your sour mix, or how you've done with like the making your own like marshmallow fluff? Have you tried making different mixtures in essence, like my words here, man, my words.
Alcohol.
Of alcohol, yes. Have you tried like going down that avenue to see that's something that you might be able to offer?
I think that during the process, the freeze dry process pulls it all into a vacuum. It goes through sublimation. So we are pretty certain that it wouldn't be alcohol anymore.
Because it pulls, all the moisture out.
Yeah. Or like just the flavor of what the alcoholic drink would be, and they can like pair it with. Yeah.
Yeah, it might leave the flavor. We haven't tried it because we know we would just be wasting the alcohol. So,
Fair. That's very
you know,
valid.
it's hard
You
for us to
can't do that.
This
Yeah.
or this alcohol.
That's fair.
we, it's something we could try and research. We've talked about it, but it's not. Like I said earlier, we really are focusing on a certain customer, and we try to stay in our lane. So any kind of THC or CBD or alcohol doesn't really fit our business model. But
Makes
we
sense.
like having a drink every now and then.
Absolutely.
So we might do it for ourselves.
Absolutely. Well, it's good that you guys try those when you drink on your own time. So we have it. So, for other people who are like, I want to see what pairs well with it. Hey, you're like, hey, we don't sell alcohol, or we don't design this around alcoholic products, but we've tried a thing or two, and you might be interested in this, So that's a good thing to have there too. That's good.
Yeah. I did just see one of the questions pop up too. The shipping time. I know that Daddy Puff.
Yeah, your
answered.
dad's been really good at interacting.
Yeah.
Like, huge shout out to your
Thank you,
dad.
Dad.
He's been interacting with chat. He's been answering certain questions that we haven't gotten to. He's been. I mean, your dad is like. I thought my dad was good when he comes into chat once every 2 months, but your dad's like top notch here. Like, this is great.
I didn't know he was good. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know. I've kind of just been like in here, but I also will look and see the chat, and I just see Daddy Puff answering all the questions. Get it, Dad. But yeah, so actually, we're gonna do all the orders, and those will be going out tomorrow. So I think Jordan, you did say that you had placed one, so I'm hoping that I can get that out to you too.
That'd be exciting.
Yes, for all the people that want to try.
As we finish up, then, I guess my final question here would be, what are some things or some goals you guys have set for yourselves of where you would like this to be? Like a goal of like 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years? Where do you see this being at? What are your dreams?
So it depends on who you ask.
Okay.
So
Fair.
I'm kind of, I just finished business school, and my whole involvement in this has kind of been our strategy and focus on our mission, our vision, where we're trying to go. And for me, the reason why I'm creative is because I'm trying to differentiate our products. We do really good products that are also done like Skittles. We're not the only ones doing Skittles, obviously.
Yeah.
We're not the only ones doing a lot of these products. So I'm trying to establish what Puffection really is, and we're building it around the name Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
So like these Reese's Pieces that are puffs, right?
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, and everything that I'm focusing on is more so our product that we make that's differentiated, built around our brand. And for the next year, or even 3 years, because I've kind of built out a plan for 1, 3, 5 years. And over the first year, we're really focusing on shows where we get to get out there face to face, meet the customers, get to know people. And then we have a lot of different revenue streams. We're in a few coffee shops and boba shops locally, people that we've gotten involved with. Those have been really successful. Eva, yeah, that one's actually been really fun because not only that, we now go there all the time, and the money we're making from them, we just turn around and spend,
I saw
So
that.
much fun.
I saw that post about it, and I just I think it was TikTok, because I had built a new TikTok for the podcast specifically, and then I went ahead and followed Puffection. I saw that post again of was it Eva? Is that what you said it is?
Yeah, the
Yes.
virtual reality or virtual sports reality. I don't even know what.
Yeah, it's VR.
VR.
VR, like Call of Duty VR, where you're actually walking around in the world.
Nice.
So
I need
fun.
to keep Negan away from that. He already has vivid dreams where I've been like hit in the arm and like a hand just falls on my face occasionally, and I'm like, you're done. He'll wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I had a wild dream like I was on Rebirth Island. I'm like, yeah, I can tell.
I'm feeling it. That sounds like me.
Yeah,
Good old days.
We're in a few places there. We've got the online stuff going. We do our shows at the sale, or our sales at the shows, and we've got a few of those lined up. And then we're working towards getting into full scale retail and being more of this is really what I'm focusing on as far as the business goes. And you talk about our future plans would be more aligned with retail and being more of a B2B business to business company where we're going to be selling big contracts to Bucky's, for instance, out here. Or,
Bucky's.
We hopefully get into places like Costco or something like that, and that's where it's mass production. And we even have now we've got sales reps. So if anybody wants to sell, get in contact with us. I think it's up on our website where the sales rep just gets a product depending on how much it's metal sale. And then okay.
Thank you, buddy.
All the joy of being parents.
It happens. It's okay.
Yeah, so we have sales reps. I think we have 2 right now, and we're growing that. A few other people are interested in it. So yeah, it's going to grow. The projections that I did for the next couple of years show some massive growth, especially when we start to get into the retail. And that's stuff that we're already working on as we speak. As a matter of fact, this product, the puffs that we have are actually FDA compliant with all of the nutritional facts.
Oh, nice.
And so we're growing there as well. Not to talk finances, but we do have a lot of high growth expected in the next year, 2 years, 3 years. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then my hope is eventually we stop with the shows, because as fun as they are, it does occupy a lot of our time.
Absolutely, it does.
Focus on, selling large quantities to bigger companies on set contracts. Makes it a lot more profitable of a business for us and a lot less time consuming.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, hopefully over the next couple of years, we're planning on bringing on some employees. So we'll be looking at, probably by the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if we had 3 or 4 employees.
That's exciting.
A lot of the work for us, and
In a warehouse.
In a warehouse. Yeah.
That's my dream.
we have a shop that she said she was talking about the transition. So we are moving into a shop, and we're going to be doing a lot of our production out of there, but we'll probably outgrow that in a pretty quick time, given the growth that we've had over the last few months. So it's exciting, and again, that's kind of my future vision. I think everybody else right now is focused on right now sales. Like, okay, let's get this, let's sell it, let's get this, let's sell it, and try to make the money right now.
Yeah.
And I don't really know, honestly, what would you say your vision is for the next?
I said it already. Just a warehouse. That's all I want.
Just a warehouse.
That's fair. I think
Okay.
it's good to have like it's good to have both sides of that, where you have people who are focused on like the here and now, and then you have people who are focused on like, okay, here's our plan for the next, you know,
Yeah.
3 to 5, 5 to 10. For me and Negan, when it comes to like HVAC and stuff, he has more of the here and now, or let's get through summer, because like, you know, you have experience in HVAC. Summertime is like, I mean, it's go. I'm not going to see my partner for the next like 4 months. You know, he's never going to be home. Because we'd have open hours where it's like a crazy schedule. He could get a call at like, you know, he could leave the house at like 3 o'clock in the morning for a 2 hour drive somewhere and go be there all day and not get home till like maybe by midnight. You know, it happens. And so he is definitely a here and now thinker. He is a Brianna thinker. Where it's like the simple, like, I want, you know, I need a new truck, I want a trailer, our new house. The first question he asks me is, how big's the garage? Can I fit my AC units, my furnaces, my coils? Like, do I have room? Whereas me, I'm like, okay, well, we need to get, you know, we got to file this done. We got to do the paper trail. We got to get the LLC. We got to do the website. I'm like, here, we're going to have this. I've been looking at this space for a warehouse later on. And like, I'm saying, I have the whole thing, you know, planned out. And, you know, he'll just look at me like I'm, you know, growing an extra head or something, just sips on his whiskey. And he's like, I am not on the same page right now, but whatever.
Brian.
He's like, whatever you want to do, babe, I support it. And I'm just sitting here like, it's not what I want to do. It's for us. It's our business. What do you mean?
Right.
That's Ryan.
Yeah, we got a good mix of it. Like I said, Bree's been doing all of the social media stuff and just
killing it, by the way.
Killing it.
Yes.
And Debbie, like I said, has really been operations focused. We honestly, when we all started this, I kind of thought, because Debbie's really, she'll be willing to go and talk to anybody. She's the type of person where it's like, hey, we need to go talk to that person about whatever, and she'll do it. So I kind of thought she was going to be our sales representative that was out there, you know, generating business for us. And she's also a hustler, though, and I knew that. She's been hustling at making candy and making her and Bree and I, feel terrible because we're like, well, we didn't put in 60 hours like she did this week.
She'll run circles around anybody. I mean, that girl is like,
and then Jeff is pretty much like we talked about. He's taking care of all of the stuff that you don't think about. He's doing all the deliveries for all the sales and fulfilling a lot of the orders on the backside. And then he goes and a lot of the labor that goes into running shows and stuff like that. That's him. And so I think together we've got a pretty good team as far as our mix of what we're all bringing to the table. And you know, I'm excited about our future. I know that we're going to be successful. I just got to see. Just come out to one of the events where you've been to them. Yeah. And it's like, we can't keep people away. Yesterday we were at a small show with 2,000 people. Yeah. And we had.
It was crazy.
We did incredible. And people were just, and the problem is there's a lot of people there. They were coming back. I mean, I guess it's not the problem, but we couldn't keep them from coming back. They like the product so much. So we know we've got a good product. Do you plan on being at Midwest Fest with Bree, or is it just going to be Bree and Jeff? Is it going to be? It's hard with the kids. Yeah. I want to go.
And I'm like, okay, bye.
Bree's just like,
peace out.
I know.
Bree's
and
like,
I feel bad
because
I got old drive through 3 times a day.
The events are fun. I like going to them, but it's just really hard with the kids.
I get that.
It's unlikely that I'll be at that one.
Yeah. It'll probably be me and Daddy Puff.
That's like how it is with me and Negan, where it's like he didn't go to DreamHack Atlanta with me. He went to Midwest Fest, or not Midwest Fest. He went to Loot Fest with me, but he's probably not going to go to Midwest Fest. It's really hit or miss if he's going to be able to go or not because of the kids. So I get it. I do. Because like we're literally living like very, very similar lives right now where it's like we're working together as a team and he supports me and I support him, but someone's got to be there with the kids, you know? And that's kind of...
Is Debbie going to Midwest Fest?
I think we're going to need 3 people for that.
Well, we knew we needed 3 yesterday, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I'll
might
be
be
there
able to
all
meet- you might
weekend.
be able to meet Debbie.
I will not be available on Sunday. And Brie, I'll tell you when we end this. We'll
Okay.
host out. We can stand and I'll tell you why. But I won't be available on Sunday. But the other days there, if you ever need the extra hand, I'm happy to come help out. I already
Awesome.
told her I would go do that. I was like, if it gets too chaotic, if you need like to step away for a second, you guys need someone to fill in. I was like, I've worked in retail since I was 13, so I'm good.
What you need to do is you need to have a bag of the Puffection walking around elsewhere and just being like, man, this stuff is so good. Just saying it out loud so everybody around you
I just
sees
want you to know that I was gonna do that before you even suggested, because the
it.
first
Okay,
thing
perfect.
the first thing I'm grabbing is some more Jolly Puffs. Okay, that's the first thing I'm grabbing.
And then just tell everybody there to go to our stand.
Yep, I'll send them all your way. I'll be like, yeah, they're right over here. It's Puffection. Well, as we
I
go
love
ahead
it.
and we end here, was there any questions that you guys had for me or for chat or just in general? I ask because, and I say this every episode, there was I hit the wrong button there. I'm so stupid. I ask because there was one time I did the podcast and I ended it and I hosted it out, and my friend looks at me and she goes, well, you didn't ask me if I had any questions. She's like, you had a bunch and you didn't ask
It
me
was
if
an
I had
interview.
any. And I was just like, well, I am sorry. So I make it a point to ask every time. Did you guys have any questions for me?
For you, yeah, my question would be, this has, been fun and it's good exposure for us. When do we get to do it again?
I'm down. I actually, what's really funny is I think I'm going to start doing it where it's like I'll have an episode with somebody, and obviously yours is definitely one that people are going to want a part 2 of to see how you're doing. I just got to
Well,
decide if it's like a 2, 4 or 6 month kind of thing. I want to do a part 2 because I have like 2 or 3 other people I got to schedule a part 2 with too. And I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, I guess this is a thing. Like, like you got to schedule part 2. You got to follow up with people. The story doesn't just end just now,
Well, you need to know the product that we've got coming out for next month too.
Oh yeah. See what's gonna have to start happening too is I thought about this and I mentioned it. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it out loud now that I'm saying it out loud. Maybe it was just one of those thoughts in my head. But we may have to do it where like, certain like maybe just for like partners or something where we get like the sneak peek of something and we get to go ahead and showcase on stream and like we're snacking on it and we're talking about it kind of thing. Because it'd be difficult if you did all of us, right? Because there's like 30 plus, like affiliates and partners, but there's a smaller amount of like partners. And so maybe it's just limited to them. They get like the first glance at it and then you open it up to affiliates and then everybody else kind of thing. But I think that might be a good, and I'm not just saying that so I can get the animal cracker ones, that has nothing to do with my reasoning. I'm not saying no.
Yep. I love it.
As he snacks on more, I feel like it's on purpose now.
So rude. I'm just kidding.
But thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I do appreciate having your company, learning actually like having like your company here, but learning more about your company, your business. This is like a golden picture going on right now where it's just like holding the dogs. This is so cute. You guys are so cute. With that being said, like I said, thank you for episode 33 of Sundays with Sin. This has been a lot of fun.